Okay. Are we ready now? Yes. Sorry about that. I'll try not to let that happen if possible. All right. We happen to have one of the founders of this organization 50 years ago with us today. Reverend Andrew Montgomery was one of the people who felt it was important to have a Friends of the Library in Humboldt County. So I would like, Andy, would you like to come up and to say a few words? We'd love to hear from him.
I may not need this, I don't think. It's exciting to come, and it happened. I didn't realize we had gone by 50 years. I just, a couple of words about what we did. I was asked, I had some kind of reputation for starting things and getting in trouble.
Can you turn it off? Sorry.
I don't know what's the
Turn it off.
Yeah, so I was asked if I would convene the meeting and help us get organized. I sort of feel like I was launching a ship. Used to go to the ship launchings up in Portland during the war. My dad was a minister, and he'd give an invocation. So we got to get up on the platform, right at the bow of the boat, and he'd say the prayer, and then the honoree who's related to the name was on the boat would break the champagne over the bow, and then he'd pull the plugs out from underneath it, and the thing would go out to sea. Then, eventually, with not too long, the captain would get aboard, and the crew would get aboard. I was the guy that launched the ship. So that's the way to see this. And I don't have a lot of memory of the meeting itself, but I know what we did. But I did something before the meeting, and this was, every time I go to these meetings, we sit down, we talk about how do we get the thing incorporated. You need to have an incorporation for your thing. So we talk a lot about how you get incorporated. Well, I said, we don't want to do that. So I went down to Larry Trude, who worked on 8th Street there in Arcata, and a good friend of mine. I said, Larry, what can we incorporate this thing before, get the articles of incorporation before we go to the meeting? Yes, he said, all of our articles for to give you a name and tell them you're going to raise money. So we incorporated the Friends of the Redwood Library before I got to the meeting, and it takes I think it takes 3 people and $27. So I made the first contribution to the Friends of the Redwood Library. And sure enough, we got to the meeting. Okay, all together. How do we get incorporated? I said, don't worry about it. We already are. And it took out about 20 or 30 minutes of discussion. And so we dug right in and organized ourselves. We had to, of course, get a committee to work on bylaws, get a chairman. I don't remember. Anybody here that day? I turned out to be the oldest guy in the room. At the church, I went through, there was a lot of guys that were younger than I, but I'm pretty good shape, and so pick something up, need to pick something up, and say, get him to do it. I said, yeah, let the old guy do it. So we did organize, and it was launched, as it were, and the rest is history. At that meeting, I launched it with a blessing that it would go well. And I figured, well, after 50 years, maybe it needs to be renewed. So what I'll do, I'll give you a blessing, my blessings for the next 50 years. After that, you're on your own.